After the massive earthquake in Russia, evacuation has now begun in Hawaii as well. The coastal area has been completely evacuated now. So the coastal areas are seeing an evacuation with advisories being given to take action immediately. So the residents, people who are in and around the coastal area in Hawaii have been told immediately to leave from there. Evacuation routes are marked by a wave with an arrow in the direction of higher ground. So it has been put out in Hawaii as well for the residents to immediately move to safer ground. So these advisories have been given in the United States in the areas that are going to be affected, including Alaska. My colleague Amita is joining us on the broadcast with the details. Yes, Amita.
Pratibha, we are looking at multiple advisories that have now been issued, especially when it comes to the coastal regions as far as what is called as the Pacific Ring of Fire. This is the area which is said to be prone to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions as well. So let's take a look as far as in the United States is now concerned. A tsunami advisory is in effect for coastal areas of California. First wave arrival expected at around 11:50 p.m. PDT. Multiple waves are expected lasting about 10 to 36 hours. Move off the beach and out of harbors and marinas, as mariners are also advised to get to the depth of 30 fathoms. Also another advisory that has now been issued. This is LA again. Here are tsunami safety tips in those coastal areas where boaters may need to leave the harbor and go to a depth of at least 50 to 100,000 fathoms, as people on land should also avoid harbors and marinas and get off and away from the beach. So tsunami safety tips that have also been shared. And we are also looking at Hawaii. Hawaii coastal area evacuation. Take action now immediately, as the next 3 to 4 hours are extremely crucial. Take action now, leave immediately. Evacuation routes are often marked by a wave of arrow in the direction of the higher ground. So the people there have been advised that when there is still time, take action now and evacuate.
Okay, all right. Local residents living in the area, those who have visited there for holiday, everybody on the coastal area being asked to evacuate immediately, leave immediately. That's the warning that has been given. Amita, thank you for joining us. Rishabh also continues to stay live with us. Rishabh, take us through the impact. Any reports coming in? This is, of course, as we've discussed, very early, very difficult to say and have the assessment of the exact damage that has been caused. On one hand, the United States and Japan is bracing for a tsunami. On the other hand, the impact in Russia. What are the details available? Any more reports coming in of the impact that the earthquake has had in Russia?
Well, as of now, as we suggested, it's the far east area of Russia, and the details are yet to come in. The official media reports from Russia also are giving very sketchy details right now. As was going through the official media reports of Russia using TASS or other such agencies which report and are backed by the government of Russia. But as of now, very sketchy details that I can see. More details are coming in from Japan, for that matter, where the Fukushima nuclear plant that has been now struck by the whole earthquake is being evacuated. What we are also given to understand that tsunami warnings have been sounded in almost all the coastal regions of Japan, US, western coast of US and Russia, eastern coast of Russia as well. Ecuador has now been added to the country that could be affected as well. So the whole of Pacific region right now is under threat of severe tsunami, and evacuations are on. The local authorities, the emergency services are at work. Many suggest that this is race against time, and as millions of people have to be evacuated. And also we are talking about places like Fukushima, which are nuclear sites. And we have seen how and what happened the last time there was a tsunami that had hit the earthquake and tsunami that had hit Fukushima or the other nuclear sites in Japan. So the Japanese government do understand that right now time is key and swift action is something that is required. So US, Russia, Japan, Ecuador, other areas right now, they're racing against time to ensure the evacuation takes place as soon as possible.
Okay, all right. Rishabh, do stay with us. Let's talk about the details that have come in at the moment. Evacuations have been ordered in Hawaii as well as Japan as well. So, Rishabh, while we look at the assessment of the damage that has been caused in Russia, whether there have been any loss of lives, injuries, damage to the properties, all of those details will come in much later. Evacuations currently being ordered in other places as well. What is the impact that the earthquake in Russia is going to have on the other countries, the US and Japan in particular? Rishabh?
Right now, what we are trying to understand from our local assets in Russia or Japan is what the magnitude of evacuation would be, what's the strategy of evacuation is. You know, if you visit areas in Japan after 2005, after 2010, the way these areas have been affected, there are clear routes of evacuation when it comes to tsunami. But countries like US or Russia doesn't have that as of now, given that they haven't suffered from tsunami of late. So now the main focus is right now on how, in Alaska or for that matter, in Hawaii or other coastal regions of the United States, how they will be evacuated, whether people will take this that seriously or not, because in the United States, many tend to defy the government norms and orders as well in practice. So that is something that will be the major challenge for most of the emergency services to ensure that evacuation takes place smoothly. And also, we are talking about another 3 to 4 hours, not more than that. This is the time frame that has been given to emergency services. Evacuation in Japan, Ecuador, or other such countries would be easy because people there do understand what a tsunami can do to them, what the impact would be, and what the evacuation route would be. On the roads of Fukushima, Yokohama, or for that matter in Thailand or Indonesia as well, you will see that these countries have had tsunami experiences, and hence they have their routes chart out on the roads. You'll see signs that in case of tsunami, go this side. But the major issue would be evacuation in the United States and Russia. That is something that the emergency services right now are struggling against.
Okay, all right. So US and Japan also bracing for the impact. Rishabh, stay with us just